Hi, my name's Ultra, and I want to tell you about the Transformers. Today, I want to tell you about the Transformers Armada episode, Palace. In this episode, the Autobots are once again continuing their search for more Minicons as they try to keep them out of the hands of the evil Decepticons. But this time, they're in the desert. We begin Rad with telling us a story about a woman who found a Minicon plate in the desert, which reminds me a little of Stardust Crusaders.
Halt! Who goes there? Oh, Cyclonus, it's you!
Yes, Demolishor, it's your teammate, Cyclonus. Who do you think he was? Some other blue helicopter? Like Whirl?
I tell you, I got sand in my mouth, sand in my joints. I even have sand in places I'd rather not mention.
Well, don't, Cyclonus. I'm trying to keep this channel as PG as possible without me speculating on places where you might have sand.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Back at the Autobot base, we hear a sweet dance remix of the theme song.
When the alarm sounds, that means a Minicon has been spotted.
Thank you for the news flash, Carlos. This is only the 8th episode. I'm sure people have forgotten how this show works, since the last one didn't feature a Minicon hunt, and it has been a few months since my last Armada video review. So the Autobots go through the ground bridge as Carlos laughs maniacally. Okay, take it easy there, Carlos. And please, blink or something. In the desert, Hotshot once again has difficulty getting traction. Too bad he doesn't have a hovercraft mode like a certain other Hotshot. I guess that's another advantage of being a multi-changer. If my car mode wouldn't work for this environment, I guess my tank mode would be a better option. Or my wolf mode, or I could just fly over it in my jet mode. Ah, I love being a multi-changer. So many options. Demolisher tries to snipe the Autobots and the kids.
Keep your heads down.
Wait, where have I seen that before?
Stay down.
Hey, do you think that the Mandalorian ripped off Transformers Armada? The kids try to flank Demolisher, but they all end up sinking into a sand pit.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Well, it looks like Armada ripped off Star Wars, so I guess it's okay if Star Wars does it back to them. The kids and the Minicons awaken in an underground structure, deep below the desert. Above ground, the Decepticons hone in on the Autobots. I've never seen someone laugh while frowning before. Don't you have to smile while laughing? Isn't that how it works? It's like trying to sneeze without closing your eyes.
You think any mole-leg dudes live down here?
Boy, Carlos, with your imagination, you should write comic books.
I am the Mole Man, supreme ruler of the world within the earth.
And I hope you realize who's leading the way.
Your point is?
My point is you men are too scared to, that's all.
Yes, girl! Alexis once again demonstrating why she is a queen, with my girl here leading the way while the scared little boys hide behind her. Woo! Girl power! It is then that they spot this adorable wall art. Aww! It's a Minicon symbol inside a heart inside a sun. I kind of want this. It's sort of cute and pretty. I would totally hang something like this on my wall.
Now she's an archaeologist. Nice! What's next, Alexis? Is Harrison Ford gonna come swinging out of the wall on a vine?
Whoa! Is that a direct Indiana Jones reference? And not the first time that Harrison Ford has been referenced in Transformers either.
I had a slight weapons malfunction, but everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Calibrating the subsystems, and we had a surge. But it's fine now. How are you?
Because in the G1 episode, Hoist Goes Hollywood, we are introduced to the character Harold Edsel, a movie actor who bears some resemblance to Harrison Ford, including wearing an Indiana Jones-like outfit at one point. And his name is even sort of like Harrison Ford's name, with Harold and Harrison both starting with H-A-R, and the Edsel is a discontinued car that was made by the Ford Automotive Company. Also, did Indiana Jones ever swing on a vine? I thought that was more his son, Mutt, aka Henry Jones III, aka Shia LaBeouf, aka Sam Witwicky. It is then that the kids come across these eye symbols. Oh, so is this some kind of ancient Sheikah temple or shrine? I wonder if they'll find a spirit orb at the end. Although, the kids will have to get past the Guardians first. Oh boy, that's a lot of Guardians. But lucky for the kids, Demolisher comes to the rescue. Well, sort of. More like a distraction. But I do really dig this cut from Demolisher blasting to Optimus blasting in the same pose. Well done, Armada! Also, I forgot that Starscream had guns in his titties like those girls from Austin Powers. He actually used them a couple episodes ago. I just didn't notice them because their blasts are so teeny tiny, they were overshadowed by Demolishers and Cyclonuses. So Carlos sets off a trap, but luckily Rad saves him before he's squashed by a giant rock. The temple begins to crumble around them as Demolisher attempts to reach the Minicon. Who's that Minicon? It's Bone Crusher!
Bone Crusher.
So Demolisher manages to grab the Minicon and escape from the crumbling temple.
Hey you! What did you do with the humans?
I ate them, and they were quite tasty too.
I know Demolisher is joking here, but... No, that would be wrong. But it does make me wonder, has a Transformer ever eaten a human before? I don't think so, but probably close. We have seen them eat animals before. Maybe that's what Megatron should have done in Code of Hero. If he wanted to wipe out the human race, he should have just ate them all. Okay, that's getting a bit too dark now. So Demolisher activates the Minicon, revealing our first non-partner Minicon to awaken in the show, Bone Crusher! Not to be confused with the Constructicon Bone Crusher, or the heroic Maximal Bone Crusher, or the 2007 movie Bone Crusher, or Michaela's dog Bone Crusher, nicknamed Boney. Aw, Boney, so cute! What a good boy! And he's actually Michael Bay's dog in real life. I guess that partially explains why Sam still had him in Dark of the Moon, even though Michaela dumped him. Anyways, there are apparently a bunch of Transformers named Bone Crusher, and somehow not all of them are based on the G1 Constructicon. Some are very different and unique from each other. This Bone Crusher, along with the rest of the Land Military team, were my very first Transformers Armada toys. The other two members being Wreckage, not that Wreckage, and Knockout, not that Knockout. Man, they really did reuse a lot of names from Armada in future Transformers iterations, didn't they? But yeah, I love the Land Military team. They were the only Transformers toys I had with me when my family moved from Newfoundland to Ontario, as all my other Transformers were packed up in the moving truck. And sadly, all my other non-Transformers toys were either sold or given away, save for a few here or there. So yeah, these little guys have a special place in my Spark. Demolisher power links with Bone Crusher, but instead of using the Minicon's missile-firing gimmick that the toy had, instead he just seems to juice up Demolisher's own finger blasts, making them bigger and more powerful finger blasts. What? What's so funny? Finger blasts?
Hey, watch where you're aiming! Sorry about that, sir. I guess I got caught up in all the excitement.
So the Decepticons teleport away, having gotten the Minicon. And it's interesting to note that Cyclonus here says sayonara, which is Japanese for goodbye.
Sayonara!
But in the Japanese version of the show, instead he says bye in English.
Bye-bye!
Really interesting how the American, well, technically Canadian, and Japanese versions of Cyclonus traded words for goodbye. Hotshot manages to save the kids.
It amazes me how even in the heat of battle, even if they don't always get the minicon, they always have time to make sure we're all right.
Yeah, it certainly is good that the Autobots are watching out for the kids, but doesn't this make you think? Wouldn't it make a lot more sense for the kids to just stay back at the base? That way, they wouldn't have to watch them and they can focus on getting the minicon. You know, kind of like the kids in Prime. They usually stay at the base. Usually. Speaking of which, back at the Decepticons base, Megatron is being greedy and orders Demolishor to hand over Bone Crusher.
But that isn't fair, sir!
Not fair? Why, I'll show you what's not fair.
I like how they get to ad-lib here a little, since we can't see either Megatron or Demolishor talking. David K. even manages to sneak in a little yes, just like his Beast Wars Megatron.
Why don't you come a little closer, Demolisher, so I can give you a hands-on demonstration? Yes.
Yes.
Well, that was an okay episode of Transformers Armada. I was kind of hoping that Demolishor and the kids would have temporarily teamed up together in the Underground Palace, especially considering that Demolishor would eventually go on to work with the Autobots at the end of Armada and beginning of Energon. It's really cool that we got a Minicon that wasn't one of the Transformers pack-in partners or a member of one of the Minicon combiner teams. I hope we get to see more of them in the show. The story of the Desert Minicon was interesting. It really hypes up Bone Crusher, but what we're left with is just another Minicon. I was expecting something a little more fantastical, a little more important. Also, where did all those spider bots come from? How do you explain that? Oh well, let me know what you thought of this episode of Transformers Armada. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here next time for the next episode, Confrontation. See you then!